All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Live at 5. We do this every Wednesday. We jump on here, we talk about how to heal. And today I want to talk to you about celery juice. So, we're going to get started talking about celery juice. There was a post in the group that elicited a lot of great questions. So, I figured I would do today's live on celery juice just to clear that up because there's a lot to it. Although it seems really simple, it's not. It's really not. There's a lot to it. So before we get started, I just want to say thank you for joining on. And if you want, say hi as you jump on. Let me know that you're here because it really is a lot more fun talking to people. I can't see. I'm using StreamYard. I know you guys have heard this before, but I can't see unless I look at my phone who's commenting. I just see Facebook user. Unless you give StreamYard permission to see your profile, which you don't have to do because I have my phone right here. And I could just watch the comments perfect as they come in. Just want to say thank you for joining. Always forget to turn my sound down so you guys don't hear that. Oh, hi, Becky. How are you? Oh, Ginger's on too. Hey, Ginger. Irina, hi. How are you? I love talking to you today about landscaping because honestly, he loves to do the housework and I really shouldn't complain. But like, my God, like, can I have a little help in the yard? He just doesn't like to do yard work. And I'm lowering my voice because he's home, which is why I don't have my son on my lap. So, because he got home. So anyway, that was fun. So hi, thanks for joining us. We're going to be talking about celery juice. Charla, Mary, Queen Janine, I love it. Thank you very much. All right. So before we get started on the celery juice, I just want to remind everybody that the Symptom-Free MS Summit starts on June 20th. So that's going to be 2 weeks worth of coaches, doctors, MS advocates, people who have healed themselves, all getting together and giving you so much information. It's a 2-week event because there's that many people. I think there's over 24 people now who are going to be on that summit talking about, hey, this is how you overcome MS. This is how I did it. This is how my clients do it. So it's not just me and Matt. Matt put this whole thing together and invited me to speak. So that begins June 20th. If you haven't registered yet, I sent out an email with the website. It's, hold on, symptomfreems.com, symptomfreems.com. You can go right there and register. If you do want emails from me with reminders and stuff and like recordings, I try to get to it once every couple of weeks. I don't spam you. And people have asked me, well, do you sell the email addresses? And I go, listen, you're giving me a lot more credit than I deserve. I don't even know how to sell the email addresses. No one's asking me for them. So if you want to get on my list, just put your email address in this feed here, and I'll add you to my list. So, all right. So who do we have? Oh, Marusha, I'm glad you're on. I'm so sorry about today. We had a poop explosion at the time our call was supposed to be. He hadn't pooped in, the baby I'm talking about. He hadn't pooped in 2 days. It was like an hour of just coming out. So, and then I was trying to get ready for this. So I'm glad you rescheduled. I saw that. Thank you. And yeah, Zoom is great. We'll do Zoom instead of a call. That works out better anyway. All right. So I'm going to pull up the thread about the celery juice, and I'm going to go over each one and answer all the questions. So, talking about celery juice, I just want to first confirm, just in case you're new to the group and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? What is celery juice? Celery juice is part of the protocol that we follow here. First, we start with the lemon water. First thing in the morning, lemon water. You do that with half a lemon. You squeeze it into 16 ounces of water. Drink that down. Wait 20 minutes and then go and drink your 16 ounces of celery juice. Now, people have asked me, why 16 ounces? Because the medical medium says that's what it takes to heal. And that's what I have found too with my clients. I found that once you get up to 16 ounces every day, that's when you really start to feel the difference. Now, you don't have to get up to 16 ounces to feel the difference. Everybody is different. So work your way up. Start small because there's a lot of side effects. So you think celery juice, how bad could it be? Sometimes it's really bad, and you really need to start slow. When I talk about really bad, I only mean that the bathroom issues. So what celery juice does, the reason why it works so well is because it directly kills on contact the Epstein-Barr virus. And that's what we're looking to kill in this protocol, the Epstein-Barr virus, because that's what's responsible for all of our symptoms, right? So We call this protocol the starve, kill, detox because we're starving the virus, we're killing it with our immune system, and then we're detoxing it out. But the reason why we start with the detox first with the lemon water and the celery juice is because we need your detoxing systems working. We use the liver working first so that when you kill the Epstein-Barr virus on contact, there's a die-off. Because it dies immediately, you could overwhelm your body, your bloodstream. It goes right through the brain-blood barrier and goes up to your brain. You can overwhelm yourself with that die-off and cause a lot of fatigue. And we want to mitigate those symptoms. So what we do is we get the detox process working first and we work our way up. So start slow. Some clients are even starting with only like 3 or 4 ounces, and they're getting a lot of benefit from just that. So depending on how or where, I should say, the virus is in your body is going to determine your symptoms, your side effects to celery juice. So because celery juice kills on contact, when you drink it down, if the virus is in your gut lining, which starts here and goes all the way down to the other end, if it's in your gut lining and you're kind of riddled with the virus in there, the celery juice is going to kill it on contact, and your body is going to use the nearest exit to get it out. That's the nearest exit. So that's why it sends you running to the toilet. Does that happen for everybody? No. Does that mean that the celery juice isn't finding the virus? No, not at all. Because what we've learned in previous videos, and if you haven't seen them, please go back and watch the Epstein-Barr connection or the 4 stages of Epstein-Barr. I've done a couple of videos on it. There's different stages that the virus goes through inside your body. Stage 2 is it's in your bloodstream, your immune system can see it. But then it leaves your bloodstream in stage 3 and it heads for an organ, okay? And that's where the celery juice is getting it through your gut lining and it's going into your organs and finding the virus. At that point, it doesn't have an exit available to it like we do when it's right here. It has to use your excretory systems. It has to use your lymphatic system. It still comes out through your pee and poop, but it's not an immediate reaction. So just because you're not having a reaction in the bathroom to the celery juice doesn't mean that it's not finding the virus. It absolutely is. And if you haven't started the celery juice yet, like I said, start slow. You're going to see an immediate improvement. And when I say immediate, some people within the first time, some people within the first week, some in the first 2 weeks, but it does happen for everybody because it kills the virus on contact. So you have to make sure that you're doing the lemon water first, wait 20 minutes, let it do its thing, and then go to the celery juice, okay? And then you can go to the heavy metal detox smoothie. Now, I'm going to go back and I want to answer some of these questions in the thread. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, hello, Angela. How are you? Good to see you. All right. So if I'm looking at the thread, there's a lot of questions about, let me just scroll down here. Could consider, okay, why does celery juice cause fatigue? Are breaks recommend? This is a great question. Why does it cause fatigue? Because like I said, it kills on contact, right? So your body is like doing all this work to get the dead virus out of your body. That requires a lot of energy. Detoxing requires a lot of energy. So when I say to take breaks, it's different for everybody. I can't tell you exactly how long to take the break for. We talk about this like for the clients who are in the Path to Healing 4-month program. Every week, we're talking about whether or not to stop or to keep going. And what we do is we talk about what symptoms you're going through. So let's say you start the celery juice and you drink it for 3 days and all of a sudden you're feeling exhausted. I always say, if your energy level goes down to a point where you're like, okay, this is enough. I'm so exhausted. Stop. And how long you stop for? Well, you wait until your energy level goes back up, until you're feeling kind of normal again or back to where you were before you started the celery juice. That means your body kind of handled all that release of the toxin and it's back to normal. Then you want to start again. So there's a video a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, called Slow Down to Go Faster. I explain the whole process of the peaks and valleys. So I'll give you a quick synopsis. So when you start the celery juice, let's say your health, your energy level, your baseline for energy is right here. When you start celery juice or any detox, your body requires or uses so much energy to get the crap out. So let's say your baseline is here, you're detoxing, you're drinking the celery juice, and it is slowly going down. You're like, oh, am I doing the right thing? I'm getting more tired. I don't understand. That's because of the detox. Once your energy level gets down to a point where you're like, all right, this is it. I don't want to get any more tired than this. Then you stop the celery juice and you wait until that energy level goes up. When that energy level goes back up, your baseline is now higher than when you originally started. So now you're starting from here. This is when you go, okay, I'm going to start the celery juice again. And then you'll experience the same decline in energy, and then you decide when it's time to stop, right? Okay, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore, like this is it. Then you stop, and then you wait for it to go back up. When it goes back up, it's your baseline is going to get even higher, because every time you detox crap out, your body thanks you and goes, oh, thank you, that's so much less shit that I have to deal with. Right? So your peaks and valleys are going to go, here, do this. Peaks and valleys are going to be like this, like a roller coaster, but you're going to determine how low you go in that valley before you stop and go back up to the peak. Because think about this, you don't want to go too deep into the valley. That's why when people say, I'm just going to power through, I'm like, no, you don't want to power through, because what's going to happen is you're going to go so deep into a valley of exhaustion that it's going to take you that much longer to climb out of that hole. You don't want to do that. That's exhausting. You want to mitigate. You want to control how deep you go and how high you go. The less deep you go, the higher you will go, the quicker you will get into a peak. So you start the celery juice, energy starts declining, you stop. Maybe it's only, maybe a week. Maybe you stop for a week. Maybe you stop for a couple days. It's up to you and how you feel. And then you start again once your energy level returns to normal. So you're always stopping and you're always starting again based on your energy level. It's always based on your energy level, because your energy level will tell you exactly how you feel. Your energy level will always tell you exactly how your body is handling the detox. And I know it's very scary, because when you start something new like this, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm getting worse. My energy level is going down. Because in the past, anytime your energy level went down, a lot of times it didn't come back, right? Because you were having an exacerbation. When you start the lemon water and the celery juice, it's not an exacerbation. Your body is just working that much harder to get the crap out, and you're going to feel better afterwards. So like I say to people, like, this is all faith-based. Start slow. Start with a little bit, and then increase it slowly as you understand how that celery juice is going to affect your body. I just want to check the comments and make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so Angela asked, how much is good to start with? Start slow. If you've never started before, start slow. Start with 3 or 4 ounces. See how you do. Maybe nothing happens. Okay, great. Go to 5 or 6 ounces the next day. You're going to keep increasing, right? And stopping based on your energy level, but you're going to keep increasing until you get to 16 ounces. 16 ounces of celery juice is like the magic number. That's where the healing really takes place. Why? Because the celery juice needs to get into the deep layers of your liver. All that crap, all the pathogens, the fungus, the bacteria, the viruses, they're all in the layers of your liver. Nothing gets into the deep layers of your liver like the celery juice. So the 16 ounces, that's what's going to be enough to get in there. If you want to do more, you're only going to get more healing. So I don't know if I could do more than 16 ounces of celery juice a day, but some people are doing 32 ounces and it's really working for them. So only you can say how much is good for you, but always start slow and work your way up. Okay, I thought it was right away. Angela, say more about that. What did you think was right away? Say more about that, and I'll check back to see so I can answer that. Oh, hi, Kelpa. It's good to see you. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining. All right, so a couple more questions that were on the thread that I want to. Oh, okay, the 6-week thing. All right. So somebody said, do I need to just do it for 6 weeks, or do I need to continue with it? I think there was some confusion about the 6 weeks. The 6 weeks was pertaining to the life cycle of the Epstein-Barr virus. So the life cycle of the Epstein-Barr virus is only 6 weeks. The virus only lives for 6 weeks. So everyone's like, oh, great. Well, then in 6 weeks, it should be gone. No, I wish. But what happens is the Epstein-Barr virus is always feeding on something inside of your body. There's always some kind of crap inside of your body that could feed on. Yes, even if you stop with the gluten, the dairy, the eggs, which feeds the virus, you still have to drink the heavy metal detox smoothie to get rid of the heavy metals that are in your body. Now, you can't ever get rid of all the heavy metals in your body. I wish you could, but if you live on the planet Earth, you can't ever get rid of it because we're constantly coming in contact with heavy metals. So a lot of people ask, well, Janine, now that you don't have any symptoms, are you going to continue with this protocol? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I'm constantly coming in contact with heavy metals. Plus, the virus also feeds on the stress hormone, cortisol. It feeds on all hormones, but the stress hormone, cortisol, is one of the biggest feeders. So we really can't do anything. We can't get rid of our hormones, right? So I'm always lemon water, celery juice, heavy metal detox smoothie, and I'll never again eat gluten, dairy, or eggs. However, I want everyone to know you don't have to do this 7 days a week, 365 days a year for the rest of your life. You don't. Depending on where you are in your symptoms, okay? So when I was bedridden, I didn't know about the celery juice. But had I did, I would have done it every single day. I did something every single day to make sure that I was fueling my body. Now that we know about celery juice, and now that we know it kills the Epstein-Barr virus on contact, and now that everyone knows, because medical science finally caught up and realizes that all autoimmune diseases are caused by the Epstein-Barr virus, now we have a tool that can kill it on contact. So, do I do this every day? No. I probably do it 4 days a week, 3 days a week. I usually take off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I don't have symptoms, but I stay consistent, right? And I never take off of not eating gluten, dairy, and eggs. I never take that off. That is just something I will not feed the virus because I have control over that. I don't do the celery juice every day. That's like the 3 or 4 days a week, but I do the lemon juice, the lemon water every single day. Except some Sundays we walk to the diner and I get up, I get dressed, we walk to the diner and I have a cup of coffee, and I feel like that's like my rebelling, and I'm like, all right, today I'm just having coffee first. And you know what? I never feel as good those days that I do that. I don't know why I still do it, but sometimes you really need to find what works for you. So if you're a person who has a ton of symptoms and you want to do this 7 days a week, you can do it 7 days a week. Of course, it's not going to hurt you. But I would recommend finding a schedule that works for you. And I'm talking mainly about celery juice. Find a schedule, maybe 3-4 days a week, and then you take a couple days off of the celery juice only. Because anything that you stick with 7 days a week is going to eventually, you're going to get tired of it. And you're going to be like, screw this, I don't want to do this ever again. And it's going to take you a long time to want to do it again. So I always say, pick 3 or 4 days a week, do that, and then see where your symptoms are. So if you're healing and you're at a point where you're like, okay, I think I'm good, you still have to maintain the celery juice because you still want to kill that virus, because I don't think that the virus is ever completely out of our system. A lot of people ask me, well, if you don't have any symptoms, why are you still killing the virus? Well, because I know that if I eat gluten, it used to take me down. It used to take me down for 1 to 2 months, where I would always joke and say something would fall off, like an arm or a leg would go numb. I wouldn't be able to use it. How many years has it been? How old is Julie? 16. So 14 years later, if I accidentally glutenized myself, like I did last summer with 3 potato chips, I got a rash on my arm. So I think the virus is still in there. My immune system is able to take care of it when I accidentally glutenized myself. And again, it was only 3 potato chips. But I don't have the luxury of testing it out with like a slice of bread or a bowl of pasta. And because I don't want to be taken down, because I don't know if the Epstein-Barr virus can ever fully leave your body. All I know is that I don't have any symptoms, and I just had a baby. So, in 3 months after your childbirth, they always say you're going to get an exacerbation, which I did with my first and my second. I didn't with this one. And I'm thanking my lucky stars, because it's always in the back of my mind, like, well, what if? Well, what if? But you know what? I still did everything. I still did the lemon water, the celery juice, the diet, the gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, and my body was able to handle it. So, will you be on this for the rest of your life? Yeah, probably, but you won't mind it at all, because once you get over here to the energy and, oh my God, I'm not bedridden anymore. I can walk. I can do everything that I want to do. Like, you don't care that you can't eat pasta. You don't care that you drink celery juice a couple days a week. And still no celery here. Okay, wait, I'm missing things. Okay, so, oh, Malak, you were saying, and still no celery here. So yeah, where Malak lives on the other side of the country, there's no celery. So that brings me to a really great point. Somebody said, how were you able to heal if celery juice wasn't a thing? It wasn't a known thing back when I started healing. And a lot of people that you're probably going to hear from on the summit, they also healed themselves without celery juice. Can you do it? Yeah, absolutely. You can kill the virus without celery juice. Malak did it. But celery juice kills on contact, so why not? It's just going to go that much faster. The virus, celery juice isn't the only thing that kills the virus, but it kills it on contact and it kills it fast. So that's why we add the celery juice in. Do you absolutely need it? Can you heal without celery juice? Yes, you can. I did. I didn't know about celery juice until 2015 when the medical medium released his first book. I started my healing journey. Julie was 2. I always have to go by my kids' ages. So Julie was 2, so she's 16. So 14 years ago she was born in 2006, 7, 8. So from 2008, look at me doing math. From 2008 to 2015, I would say that I healed myself about 60%. I was still getting brain fog, like around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was still having numb toes. My right leg sometimes would go numb when I got sick. Once the medical medium released his first book and talked about MS is a virus, I'm like, oh, I knew it. When I started healing myself, I knew that my body wasn't attacking itself. I don't know how I knew. I'm like, that's not how the body works. So I started treating myself as if I had a virus, a bacteria, or a fungus, because I knew my body was attacking something. I just didn't know what. So everything I did was all about killing bacteria, fungus, viruses in my body. So I got myself out of the bed. I got myself walking. So I would say about 60% healed. And then the medical medium released his first book, and I was like, oh my God, this man talks like I do. This man is saying your body can't attack itself. It's not designed to do that. I'm like, I know, that's what I've been saying. And I've been afraid to say that out loud because I sound like a crazy person, because the entire medical industry is telling you, is body shaming really, is telling you that your body's attacking itself. It's not. It's just a virus. So you can absolutely heal without the celery juice, but the celery juice just makes it that much faster because it's the only thing that kills the virus on contact. Malak, personally, when I missed the detox, things got bad, even when going gluten-free, egg-free. Yeah, exactly. That's why. So things got bad when she didn't incorporate all the things. That's why I talk about doing all the things all the time. So I talk to a lot of people who are like, oh, I've done the gluten-free, I've done the egg-free, I've done the celery juice. And the more I talk to them, the more I realize through their stories that they didn't do all the things all the time. So they would try something, it wouldn't work. And then they tried something else and it didn't work. You have to do all the things all the time, which means the lemon water, the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, the diet of the no gluten, no eggs, no dairy. The reason for that is because you need a calculated attack on this virus. You need your immune system to be at its absolute best, which again goes against what all the doctors ever told us. Oh, don't build up your immune system. It's already overactive and attacking yourself. No, that's not the case. So doing all the things all the time means that you're constantly, and that's how I got the name for this protocol, killing the virus. Well, we start with starving the virus, killing the virus, and then detoxing it out. All of those things have to happen at the same time. So you kill the virus. You starve the virus by not feeding it the gluten, the dairy, and the eggs. By starving it, what happens is the virus puts out a smoke screen to fool your immune system. That's how it's been able to evolve over all of these decades without medical science ever being able to find it. One, it hides outside the bloodstream and in your organs, right? But what it does is it evades your immune system by putting out this smoke screen. Like an octopus puts out the ink, right? So its predators can't see it and it can swim away. The virus does the same thing. So when you weaken the virus by not feeding it the gluten, the dairy, the eggs, and the heavy metals, it's unable to put out that smoke screen, which means your immune system can see it. So you're building up your immune system with all the antioxidants, right? The superheroes. Did a video on that too. We call them the superheroes. You're building up your immune system. So now this weakened virus, your immune system can see it and it kills it. And then with your detoxing, the lemon water, the celery juice, because the celery juice does two things. Not only does it kill the virus on contact, but it detoxes it out. You're then flushing it out of your body. You have to do all of those things all the time in order to win the war, right? To help your immune system win the war on attacking the virus. Because the virus has survived decade upon decade because we never did all of these things all the time. So let me go back. Why is celery so bitter tasting? Well, depends on where you get it. So sometimes I buy the celery and it's really sweet. One thing to remember is the leaves. Don't juice the leaves. And I think, Angela, we talked about this. I don't think you're using the leaves. So the leaves make it really bitter. So as long as you're not using the leaves and you're using a good quality celery, organic is better. Obviously, we all know why organic is better. But it's also a little bit sweeter too. So sometimes I buy my celery and it's really sweet and sometimes it's not sweet at all. And I just, kind of chug it down and just get it over with. Use a straw. By the way, everybody use a straw because for those people who don't like the taste of celery juice, it goes right down much easier with a straw than drinking it from the cup. So organic versus conventional. You don't have to use the organic. You're still going to get the healing benefits of celery juice, whether it's organic, whether it's conventional. If it's conventional, wash it off really well, right? You can use either one. The organic is going to taste better, but it's a lot more expensive. So if you can afford it, I totally get that. That's a lot of money a month on celery, plus all the supplements, plus the ingredients for your heavy metal detox smoothie. I totally get it. It's a lot. So if you do the conventional, that's fine. Just wash it really well, juice it, drink it. What about alternating days? Quinn says, yeah, that's a great plan. Come up with a plan that works for you, right? So if it's every other day, do every other day. If it's like me, like Monday through Thursday, and then you take a long weekend off and then you start again on Monday, then great. That's kind of like how I work to go to the gym. I need to get back to the gym. It's been like 3 months since I had the baby and I'm like, I got to get back to the gym. And every time I reference the gym, like the guilt goes off. Can you hear it? And I'm like, I got to get back to the gym. But anyway, so like a good schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, take a long weekend off, or every other day, if that works better for your schedule. Find what works for you, stay consistent. And when I mean stay consistent, I don't mean do it all the time. Find a consistent schedule that works for you. I mean, don't give up. Don't ever stop drinking it. That's what I mean by consistent. All right. Quinn says, I'm fine with this gluten, egg, dairy-free lifestyle. So many options. It's amazing what's out there, isn't it? It is absolutely amazing how you can make food taste good by not eating what you're used to, the gluten, the dairy, the eggs. There's so many great additions out there. And Quinn, I got to thank you for all those recipes that you post. They really are very helpful because a lot of people find or think initially that it's going to be really hard. The transition is really hard. It is. Transitioning out of something that you're comfortable doing to something completely new. It's a pain in the ass. Let's be real. Once you get there, I always say, like, how often do you deviate from your normal up and down the aisles at the grocery store? You go to the grocery store, you pick out the things, you know where they are, put them in your grocery cart, and you go on your way. Once you're through the transition, once you're like, oh, that's the gluten-free pasta that I like. Oh, okay, this is the produce that I need for the week. Once you're in that mindset, once you're through the transition and it becomes your lifestyle, then you're doing the same thing. You're walking up and down the aisles of the grocery store, picking out your normal stuff, your gluten-free pasta, the gluten-free pizza, that dairy-free sour cream and cheese. It's the same thing. So the transition is hard, but once you're through the transition, it's the same thing. It's still quite easy. All right, Dawn. Oh, hi, Dawn. Dawn says all the time makes sense, But what about breaks due to detox symptoms? Okay, so like I was saying a little bit earlier, I did do a whole video, so I won't go through the whole thing, but I do want to talk about the peaks and valleys again real quick. So there's a lot of people who don't feel their best while they're drinking the celery juice. They only feel good after their body's done detoxing from the celery juice. And then there are people who only feel good while they're drinking the celery juice and not so good on their breaks. It all depends. There's no wrong or right. There's no like, oh, this is good, this is bad. No, it all depends on how your body reacts to it. So when you're detoxing, let's talk about either celery juice or the heavy metal detox smoothie. Anytime you're taking crap out of your body, which is the detoxification, the detox process, your body is going to go through a process of utilizing energy that it doesn't normally to get that stuff out. If your energy level is already low, yeah, it's going to suck because it's going to go down even lower. But I promise you, it's going to go back up. So I talk about the peaks and valleys. When your energy level starts to go down, you're going to take a break, and then you're going to wait for your energy level to go back up to start again, and then you're going to start again, and your energy level is going to go down, and you're going to say when to stop. You're going to go, okay, my energy is getting a little low. I don't feel like it. I don't want it to get any lower. And maybe that was only one day. Maybe it was a week. It all depends on your body. You determine when to stop. And then when you start again, when your energy goes back up, it goes up higher than where your baseline started. So if your baseline of energy started here and you start detoxing, your energy goes back down, you take the break, you allow it to go back up, it's always going to come back up higher than when you started. Because think about it, you've got so many more toxins out of your body that your body doesn't have to deal with anymore. And you keep that process going of the peaks and the valleys until eventually you're basically on a peak all the time. That's what happened. It took me years to get up here, right, where I'm always on a peak. It took me years. But that's why I created the protocol, the Starve, Kill, Detox, because I'm like, there's got to be an easy way for people who are working, who have kids, who just don't have the time or the energy. There's got to be an easier way. And I don't want people to spend 10 years trying to heal themselves. So that's why the Starve, the Kill, the Detox process protocol, that's how it got born. So the peaks and the valleys, I did an entire video on the peaks and the valleys and how to mitigate them. And I think it was called Slow Down to Go Faster, Understanding Peaks and Valleys. Yes, I do remember that. So just go to the Minding Your Soul YouTube channel, just scroll through and you'll see it. It wasn't that long ago that I did it. All the videos, all the Live at 5 videos are on the Minding Your Soul YouTube channel. So I don't know how else to search for it other than just put in the search bar, Minding Your Soul, and it will come right up. You'll see the green logo, the one that's in the corner up here. Am I pointing to it? All right, up here. So, all right, let's go down the list of comments here and see if there's any more questions. I'm using my phone because I can't see who's saying what when I look at my screen because I'm using StreamYard. Erica says, does it need to just be celery? Currently drinking celery, carrots, and ginger. Okay, so great question. Thank you for asking that. So celery, what did you say? Celery, carrots, and ginger is a great drink. All of that is great stuff. Anytime you put this stuff together in the drink and you put all these nice fruits and vegetables and ginger all in a drink and drink it, yes, it's going to be fabulous for flooding your body with antioxidants, right? Which are the superheroes that kill the virus and flush them out. However, when we're talking about the healing properties of celery juice to kill the Epstein-Barr virus, the drink that has something in it other than celery juice, so if you're adding the celery, the carrots, the ginger, that's a great drink. Keep drinking that. But it's not going to directly attack the virus. So in the morning, after you do your lemon water, do the straight celery juice, because it's only the straight celery juice that has the healing properties that can kill the virus on contact. When you dilute it with another juice, although awesome, still great for antioxidants, but when you dilute it with another juice or even ice or even water, anytime it's diluted, it doesn't kill the virus as efficiently. And I think the medical medium says it doesn't really kill the virus at all because it's so diluted. There's some concoction of cluster salts, what he calls cluster salts, that have to be in the straight celery juice, completely undiluted, in order for them to directly kill the virus. Because think about it, a lot of people who are trying to heal, they do flood their body with antioxidants and they're not seeing the results. They're not seeing their symptoms dissipate. And that's because the celery juice has to be concentrated celery juice, not concentrated, but like undiluted celery juice, so that the cholesterol salts can do their thing and kill the virus on contact. Okay, so don't stop drinking that other drink. That's awesome, very awesome. But to kill the virus, you want straight celery juice, undiluted, no ice, no water, no nothing. My poor daughter, she had mono, so that's just a clear indicator that she definitely has the Epstein-Barr virus, and she hates the taste of celery juice. So for those of you who hate the taste of celery juice, medical medium does say that you can add cucumber juice, which is going to lessen the taste of the celery. You can add things to it and slowly increase the ratio of celery juice until you get to 100% celery juice. So the reason why he's saying that you can dilute it with other juices is to kind of train your palate until you can eventually get to 100% pure celery juice, because that's what's going to heal. That's what's going to kill the virus. You know, every time I do this, like this is the virus and this is your immune system, I've noticed that I always do that. All right, so Marusha says, I'm doing lemon water and celery juice plus the heavy metal detox, but my body feels weak. It's been a while now. Okay, Marusha, that's what we're going to talk about on Friday, because remember when I told you doing all the things all the time? I want you probably to incorporate a couple more things. So we're going to talk about your diet, if there's enough antioxidants, other things that we can be doing, possibly the cleanse. If anyone has the Cleanse to Heal book, maybe incorporating some cleanses. Now, there's all different types of cleanses. Of course, anything in the Cleanse to Heal book from the medical medium is awesome. But I also want to talk to you about fasting. Fasting turns on the autophagy process inside of our body. And autophagy, Google it, autophagy. How do you spell that? Hold on. I have to write it out. Autophagy. It's AUTOPHAGY. AUTO, autophagy. PHAGY. It's pronounced autophagy. Look that word up. When your body goes into survival mode, when you're doing a fast, there's this switch that turns on that what they call autophagy. And that's when your body goes, oh shit, we're going to die. We got to make sure we get this as efficient as possible. Start removing all the crap that we don't need. That is so seldomly activated inside of our bodies because we're never starving. We always feed ourselves, right? So I don't recommend starving yourself, but I do recommend a 2-day fast every couple of months. So Marusha, we'll talk about that when we talk next, because I think it's time for you to incorporate that, but we'll talk more about that. Okay, so I want to go through some of the other commonly asked questions just to make sure. Oh, the juicer. Okay, so a lot of people ask me like what juicer to use. I use a cheap one. I use the Cuisinart. I got it from Kohl's. I had Kohl's Cash. It was on sale. It was like $120. It's not the greatest because the celery that I buy is from Costco. It's the 2.5 pound bag of organic celery. Leaves are removed. It's already cut. Like there's no base and it's all cut up nicely. You take it out of the bag, you throw it in the juicer. If I had a better juicer, I would probably get 32 ounces out of that bag, because I've talked to people who have a better juicer and they get 32 ounces out of that bag. I get 20 ounces out of that bag. So your juicer really does make a difference. I don't know if the more expensive juicers do a better job. I don't have that. I don't know. A lot of people say, oh, my juice is great, and it was only like $150. But I do know if you type in #juicer in the group, there's been a lot of conversations, and we've started doing that. So you can find out. And I know Janice, I think it was, did like a test on a bunch of different juicers. So just look up #juicer and see what everyone says. But again, you can get away with any juicer that you have. I even have clients who don't have a juicer. It's a pain in the ass, but you could use your blender and then strain it. They kind of blend it in the blender and then strain it through cheesecloth and then drink the juice. That's a pain in the ass. But if that's your only option, then, you know, it works. It definitely works. The juicer's a lot easier though. So did I get everything? Okay, so that's about the juicers. Let me just see I covered everything. Can I make the celery juice ahead of time? Yes, you can. If you drink it within 24 hours, all that celery, all those cholesterol salts are still there. It's still very healing. You can do it ahead of time. Play with it. See what you like. Because I tried doing it the night before, sticking it in the fridge so that I could just grab it out of the fridge the next morning and drink it. I didn't like the taste. It kind of got a little weird. Other people like Janina, it doesn't taste any different the next morning. So absolutely, you can drink it within 24 hours and it's fine. It's up to you whether or not you like the taste. Next question. Can I freeze celery juice and make batches ahead of time? If freezing is your only option, then absolutely do it. It does hurt the integrity of the juice itself. It's not the same. But again, if that's your only option, you're still going to get healing benefits from it. So do it. But if you don't have to freeze it, if you can drink it fresh every day, that's going to be best. That's what's going to make the biggest difference in the quickest way. So yeah, it's an option. But I don't think it should be, you're like, oh, okay, let me just do that if you don't have to. You can cut up the celery and get it all ready the night before, right? So the next morning you just have to get up and juice it. But I wouldn't recommend freezing it if you don't have to. But yes, it's okay. We talked about not adding anything to your celery juice. Another big one. Can I just eat celery instead of juicing it? Like, why can't I get the benefits from that? Celery is very healing. Celery is great. Eat it all day long. But there's no way that you can eat enough of the celery to do what it needs to do. One, but the medical medium also says that you really need to remove the pulp, which is the fiber, from the celery to get those cholesterol salts, to get that juice, to get the healing benefits. So no, eating celery, unfortunately, you can't eat the celery in place of drinking it. Plus, that's a shit ton of celery to eat. If you did eat all that and you got all that fiber in your system, I can't imagine that there would be any good effects to eating all of that fiber. But then again, you are running to the bathroom anyway. And yeah, no, I don't have any more. Well, I shouldn't say that. So when people ask me, do you still run to the bathroom after celery juice? Normally, no. I drink the celery juice, I go about my day. No, like I've cleaned out what I need to clean out. However, every now and then, all of a sudden, I get that rumbling in my stomach. Now, there's no pain associated with it. So for anyone watching this who hasn't done the celery juice yet, and they're like, oh no, I know what diarrhea feels like. There's pain, there's bloating, there's gas. It's not like that with celery juice diarrhea. You get that feeling in your stomach, but not the twisting and pain. You just get like this grumbling and you're like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom now. And then you go to the bathroom and it evacuates, right? But I don't get that all the time. Every once in a while, I'll drink it. I'm like, oh, wow, obviously there's a pathogen inside me and I'm running to the bathroom. So celery juice kills all viruses. It kills all bacteria and cleans out your body and gets deep into the layers of your liver. Of course, we're always coming in contact with pathogens. So even if you are someone like me who has went from paralyzed to 100% healed, you're still going to be affected by celery juice when you come in contact with a pathogen that's inside your body. It's going to find it, it's going to kill it, it's going to get it out. So speaking of COVID, we weren't speaking of COVID, but I had it in my mind. So my husband had COVID last August, I think it was. Yeah, I was doing a workshop and I got kicked out of my office and we had to quarantine. So he had down here, I had the other end of the house. So I gave him celery juice twice a day and it was absolutely amazing. Normally when he drinks celery juice, nothing happens, right? But when he drank it during COVID, oh my God, he's like, I don't want to be too graphic, right? But he said, Janine, it's as if I could see the virus in the toilet. Like it was disgusting and it was all the time. And he just purged. And he had a really pretty good experience with COVID. I mean, it didn't take him down. He still worked out. Yes, of course, I told him, you really shouldn't be working out, let your body rest. But it came out, like it just came out. He was more tired than usual, but we were on celery juice, both of us, all of us in the house were on celery juice twice a day, and it sent him running to the bathroom. So yeah, you might get over the hump of running to the bathroom, but it's not going to be gone for good. As soon as your body comes in contact with a pathogen, it's going to send you to running to the bathroom again. Shauna, sorry, was it covered that in that not having that to run to the bathroom session yet? No diarrhea, no bathroom urgency or anything. Shauna, thank you for asking that. She's saying, listen, if I'm not running to the bathroom, is that an issue? Does that mean it's not working? I think that's what your question is, right? And I'm so glad you asked that because, hold on, I can't believe I've been talking for 45 minutes. It really does not seem that way. Hold on. Except in the dryness in my throat. All right, so a lot of people ask, Janine, I drank the celery juice and nothing happened. Does that mean it's not working for me? No. So when you drink it, if you are toxic, if your pathogens are in your gut lining, which is this tube that starts right here and goes all the way out to the other end, if the celery juice comes in contact with the pathogens in this gut lining, yes, it's going to send you running to the bathroom because it sees it and it uses the nearest exit. But stage 3 of the virus, it leaves your bloodstream and it goes and finds an organ. Sometimes it's in your gut lining, but not all the time, especially people who have done cleanses before, who have been on the diet and have really gotten their gut lining quite healthy. The virus is still in the organs. So when you drink the celery juice and it finds the virus in your organs, it doesn't have an immediate exit to take. It has to use the regular excretory systems in your body. So it uses the lymphatic system. So maybe you will break out, maybe you won't. It goes through the normal processes of leaving your body still through your pee and poop, right? But you're not going to have that immediate release because it's not right here. It's in your organs. And from your organs, when it dies, it doesn't have that light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't have an immediate exit. So there's no way that celery juice doesn't work. It always works. It works for everybody. It's just what it does, right? So if you're drinking the celery juice, you can rest assured that it is killing the virus and it is finding the virus or finding whatever pathogens inside of your body, even if you're not running to the toilet. Just thank your lucky stars that you're not running to the toilet, because my God, there are so many stories. There are so many stories of people not making it to the bathroom, and that's horrible. I mean, that's horrible for anybody. That's horrible at any age. That's horrible whether you have MS or not. When you don't make it to the bathroom in time, yeah, so just thank your lucky stars that that's not you. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, I'm missing a lot here. Okay, I'm scrolling on my phone here. Wait, Keisha, what'd you say? I understand what you mean. It just came out of him. Yeah, right? It finds it's the nearest exit and it just evacuates. It's a smooth cleanse. Yes, it is a smooth cleanse. Keisha's cracking me up. Juicing goes right to the cells. Exactly. Like, never stop juicing. Just because I say don't add anything to the celery juice, that doesn't mean that later on in the day, if you want to do celery juice, apple, ginger, or whatever, yeah, absolutely. Juicing goes straight into the cells, and it's amazing. It's an amazing way to flood your body with antioxidants. Erica, I switched. Okay, Erica says, when I switched to the NAMA, N-A-M-A juicer, it made a big difference. My Hamilton Beach wasn't that good, and getting the juice out, at getting the juice out. Yeah, it all depends on the juicer. Like I said, I don't have a good one, but I'm the kind of person where I'm like, if it's not broken, I am not fixing it, nor am I spending money on a new one. So I will use the juicer that I have until it breaks. And then, yeah, I might spend a little bit more money on a new one, just because I know that I'm probably spending double on celery juice, because I'd get a lot more celery juice out of my 2.5 pound package if I had a better juicer. So did I miss anything? I take the heavy metal. Quinn, I take the heavy metal ingredients with food. Just want to make sure that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's a great question. So in the protocol, I always talk about the lemon water, the celery juice, and then the heavy metal detox smoothie, and then start eating. You can take the heavy metal smoothie at any time of the day. You can take it with food. You can add things to it. Unlike the celery juice, you can add anything you want to the heavy metal detox smoothie. The only reason why I say to do it in the morning is because, remember, I talked about the liver waking up before you do. So the liver wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning for most people and starts doing its work while you're still asleep. It's pulling out all the toxins. And that's why your first morning urine is so dark, because your liver did all that work. And that's why we drink the lemon water, right? To help our body push out even more toxins. Because if you don't drink the lemon water, your body has to reabsorb all of those toxins that it just pulled out. And then the next day, you're starting from square one again. So if you want to get ahead, help your body out, drink that lemon water. Now, your liver, don't worry, Quinn, I'm getting to the point. I know. So your liver is in detox mode until you stop the detox mode. So your liver, as long as you don't eat a protein, a grain, or a fat, is going to keep detoxing until you stop it, until you eat a protein, a grain, or a fat. So what I like to do is utilize as much as possible the liver's detoxing effect, right? We have an organ in our body to detox, so we don't have to do anything extra. We just have to help the liver along. We just have to get as much out as possible. So you don't have to do this every day. You don't even have to do it. If you want to take the detox smoothie later on in the day, great. It's always going to remove heavy metals, whether you eat it with food or not. You don't even have to put those ingredients in a smoothie. If you eat each of those ingredients in a 24-hour period, they're all still going to work together to get the heavy metals out of your body. So it doesn't matter when you eat it or what when you drink it or what you drink it with, what food. The reason why I say to do it in the morning, or, most of the time, try to do it in the morning after the celery juice, after your lemon water, the celery juice, and the heavy metal detox smoothie. My goal is to utilize the liver's detoxing process for as long as possible in the morning. So protein, fat, grains. Once you eat that, your liver goes, oh, now I got work to do. Okay, stop the detox process. We gotta absorb. We gotta what's the word I'm looking for? Delegate. We got to delegate all the vitamins. We got to do our regular work. We got to stop the detoxing. So you don't have to do it in the morning. It's just best to do it in the morning if you want to take advantage of the liver's already detoxing, if you want to bring that detox level up a little bit more. Am I over explaining? I hope not. I hope everyone got that point. I have a tendency to just go on and on. Okay, I'm just looking at the comments now. I'm making sure that I didn't miss anything. Oh, so Erica just said, where can I find the ingredients for the heavy metal detox smoothie? Just Google heavy metal detox smoothie medical medium, and you'll see heavy metal detox smoothie 101, or as long as it's on a medical medium website, it will give you the recipe. It will give you why you're taking all those ingredients, what they do. It will give you the website for where to order them from. Do you have to order them from the recommended place that he recommends? No, you don't. The only reason why I feel safer doing that is because I know the company Vimergy is the one that he recommends. First of all, Vimergy is so much cheaper than what you can find these products for on Amazon. I don't know if that's the case all the time, but a client of mine texted me a picture this morning of the ingredients, the green powders. I think she was on Amazon. She wasn't on Vimergy. She was on another one, and the prices were crazy. On Vimergy.com, the prices are much better. And I also like the company Vimergy is because they do third-party testing. So a lot of times those green powders, the barley grass juice powder, the spirulina, sometimes if they're not sourced from a good place, if they're not third-party tested, sometimes there's a lot of heavy metal crap inside of those powders themselves. So our goal is getting the heavy metals out. So it doesn't make sense to not use a good product, to use a product that might have heavy metals in them, because we don't want to put more in our body as we're trying to get them out. So that's the only reason why I do Vimergy. If you can't afford Vimergy, I totally get it. I'm sure there's other options out there. I just don't know what they are. I just can't recommend anymore because I don't know them. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I covered everything in the celery juice. Let me just scroll down here. We talked about bowel movements, probably a little bit too much. Okay, I think I covered everything. I'm just going to go back over here to I know I'm looking at my screen. It looks like I'm looking at you, but I have another tab open. And I'm just, I think I covered everything. If I didn't, let me get back to you guys. Okay, here we are. If I didn't cover your questions, you can always put them in this thread. Even if you're watching the replay, put it in the thread, because I still get notified that somebody commented, and then I could answer your question. So thank you for joining me today. And if you weren't on the first couple minutes of this video, I just want to remind everybody that the Symptom-Free MS Summit is starting June 20th. Yes, I'm speaking, but I'm not the only speaker. There's 24 plus, he said. So I think he's got more than 24 speakers. This is a summit that Matt Rowe is putting on. So what he did was he grabbed all the speakers that could teach you guys exactly what they did to heal MS, and he's providing so much evidence for your brain to go, oh wow, it is possible to heal from MS. And I talk about the evidence because when you're first starting out, it's all faith-based. So when you're first starting out and your brain doesn't have any evidence to pull from in the past that this works, your brain's going to do everything that it can to talk you out of it and to say, oh, you're getting worse. You must be doing something wrong because look, you're getting tired. Follow the protocol that resonates with you. If this protocol resonates with you, great. Is this the only way to heal MS? I don't know. I'm sure there's a ton of other ways to heal MS. We're going to hear about all the other people who healed their MS and what they did. And that's what the summit is all about. I don't have all the answers. I know what worked for me. I know what worked for my clients, but we're always supporting a group environment because there's not one place where you can get all the answers. We're always going to be finding the pieces of the puzzle that we need to solve our puzzle from everywhere. So this summit It's going to do so many things, but it's going to provide your brain with evidence that this does work so that you stay consistent and you stay the course. It's also going to give you a ton of tips from the people who have done it, the people who have healed themselves. This is what we need. We need to begin to change the world by getting this information out to everybody. It doesn't matter if you send them to me. It doesn't matter if you send them to Matt or somebody else. As long as you're doing your part to say, hey, you know what? Healing is possible, and this is how you do it. That's how we're going to change the world. That's how we're going to be the new virus. I always say, like, look at COVID. It started on one coast of the country, and within weeks, it went to the other coast of the country, right? Because it was a nasty virus. We're going to be the new virus, and this information is going to spread all over the world, but we have to do our part. So this summit, everyone gets together, everyone who knows that you can heal from MS and wants to share that information with the world, they're going to get together, and over 2 weeks, they're going to give you all of the information. So if you want to sign up, it's completely free, completely free. Wait, I wrote it down because I always mess it up. symptomfreems.com. Now, the summit itself is free. There is, I think, like a $37 cost. I signed up for that. If you want to talk to the speakers directly and ask them questions, you don't need to do that. It's like a VIP option. So if you want to, sign up for that, pay for that. Great. It's like 30, I think 37 or somewhere around there. But you don't have to. You'll get all the summit information for free. But make sure that you register. symptomfreems.com. It begins June 20th. Matt Rowe is the one who put this all together. And I know that he's been in this group because he's part of my program. I don't believe that you can heal without addressing the body, the mind, and the soul. And he is so powerful. I don't know if you guys all caught Ginger's video just last week. She's in my Path to Healing 4-month program. And so the first call that we had, because it just started May 16th. So the first call that we had with Matt was June 2nd. She said within 9 minutes of listening to that video, she got up and she walked for the first time. For the first time in 3 years. She said 2 years on the video, but then we were talking in the group, in the Path to Healing coaching group. And she's like, you know what? My husband reminded me it was 3 years. It's not been 2 years. So this stuff works. It's really powerful and it's really worth it. Wait, I'm missing a lot of comments. Oh, you're welcome. Irina, you're so welcome. And you are amazing too. Thank you. Keisha, 37. Is he up to 37 speakers? Is that what you're talking about? Tell me in the comments if you mean, because last I checked, it was 24 plus. So I'm wondering what he's up to now. It's gonna be huge because rarely I've never seen this many people get together to talk about how possible it is to heal from MS. We had to keep on talking. I know it's 6 o'clock. We had a guest in the Path to Healing group Wednesday. Yeah, so that was yesterday. And she talked about how when she got diagnosed, the prognosis that she was given was that she was going to be in a wheelchair within 5 years. She gave herself 5 years to live before she said she would commit suicide. That's it. She would not deteriorate. She's flourishing today. She is doing amazing today. And she doesn't have any symptoms. And she just celebrated her 5-year anniversary. The information that we're given from the doctors is incorrect. Our bodies are not healing our bodies are not attacking itself. Our bodies are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're protecting us from a virus and they're fighting, which is why we have fatigue all the time when we have MS, when we have any autoimmune disease. Your body is not attacking itself. There's going to be no such thing as autoimmune disease once medical science catches up and understands that it's just the virus. It's going to be one of those things where they used to think the earth was flat. Or remember, I'm seeing all over TikTok about the videos when doctors didn't wash their hands. They would go from autopsy to childbirth, and children or infants were dying upon birth because they didn't understand the whole germ theory. It's going to be the same thing with autoimmune disease. I'm telling you, in 10 or 20 years, we're going to look back and we're going to be like, oh my God, we used to call it autoimmune. And they used to tell us that our bodies were attacking itself. And autoimmune isn't going to be a thing anymore. So we have to do our part right now because we know this information, because we know it works. We have to do our part to get the word out so that nobody suffers, because you don't have to suffer. You can heal. Your body can do amazing things if you give it what it needs. So that's my point here with doing the Live at Fives, so that you guys have all the information that you need to heal yourselves. I'm never going to charge for this information. It's not my information. It's out there for everyone to learn from. I'm just making sure you guys get all of the information. If you did want coaching, I open up my coaching a couple times a year, it's averaging about twice a year now. So the next time the coaching is going to open up is in the fall, right in time for the Thanksgiving, all the holidays that are coming up where you really have to be careful to not gluttenize yourself. But anyway, so that's the only thing that I charge for is the coaching. So if you want that village community feeling, if you want that weekly motivation, we get on Zoom 3 times a week, every week for 4 months. But you don't need it. You don't need it. You can find all that information here. Or if you want the village feel, the community, the motivation, that inspiration every week, all week, then yeah, that's there for you too. It opens up twice a year. I just closed it. It closed in May. So we have the group now. I like to work in small groups because I'm able to give a lot more one-on-one attention. So the next time it's going to open up, I'm going to say September, maybe the end of August. Maybe we'll do the workshop the end of August and then open up enrollment in September. So the free consultations are always available at mindingyoursoul.com. I'm always here for questions. And every Wednesday, live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm always going to be here giving you the information that you need to make sure that you can heal and that you're never body shamed. Your body is never attacking itself. So please make sure that you do your part and spread this information. Whether you refer them to this group or somewhere else or whatever works for you, let them know. Your body can heal. You don't have to be sick. You do have choices and you absolutely can recover 100%. All right. With that, I'm leaving you guys and I will see you next Wednesday. I will see you in the group in Minding Your Soul. Post any questions here. Go on symptomfreems.com, register for that summit. And Keisha, thank you so much. You're a blessing too. Corey, don't worry about it. She said, sorry, I'm late. Don't worry about it. It's being recorded. And plus I get to talk to you a couple times a week. Corey's in the Path to Healing group. Keisha, that's how much it is to speak to the speakers. $37. Keisha, thank you very much. So it is. It's $37, right? Like how could you not do that? I signed up for it because I want to talk to everybody. I want to pick their brains. So I'll see you on the summit. And all right. Good night, everyone. It's good to see you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.